Catholic Moments, Episode 53.
Blooming, finding joy in the journey and hope in the heaven yet to come. Blooming.
Hello and welcome to Catholic Moments. And now, here's your host and my mom, Lisa Hendy.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you, Eric, and welcome everyone to another episode of Catholic Moments, the show from CatholicMom.com, where we talk about all things faith, family, and fun from a Catholic perspective. And today we have a show full of odds and ends, as we do every once in a while. No interviews today, just a lot of great things to share with you. I'm going to share with you a little bit about my experience at the marathon this last weekend, and I want to thank everybody in advance for all the support that you guys gave me through the last few weeks, and especially last Sunday. So we'll talk a little bit more about the marathon today. But before we get to that, I've got lots of great things to share with you. The first of which is our next giveaway, CatholicMom.com giveaway here at the Catholic Moments Show. And this is a very special giveaway being featured by and sponsored by On This Day, a very special company. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the information about this giveaway.
Hi, I'm Kay.
I'm Teresa.
I'm Sue.
I'm Patty.
Hi, I'm Laurie.
I'm Nancy.
This is Carolyn.
And I'm Mary Ann. We're 6 sisters and 2 sisters-in-laws. And when we're not taking care of our combined 46 children, we make up On This Day Designs,
Where we make inspirational Catholic jewelry and we sell it through our website, onthisdaydesigns.com. And we're also excited about being featured in the July-August issue of Faith and Family magazine.
Lisa has graciously allowed us to be part of this week's giveaway, and we have chosen a stunning Art Deco sterling silver Our Lady medal, and it's surrounded by amethyst beads. You can see the necklace at a few different places.
onthisdaydesigns.com
and Lisa's site, CatholicMom.com.
and in the July-August issue of Faith and Family magazine in the special features section.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck.
Woo!
I want to give a very special thank you to Susan and all the sisters over at On This Day Design for sponsoring this contest. You have got to take a run over to either CatholicMom.com or CatholicMoments.com and click through the links so that you can check out this beautiful necklace that they've donated. To enter this contest, all you have to do is send an email to Lisa@CatholicMom.com. The deadline for this contest will be June 18th, and in the subject line of your email, please write On This Day Giveaway. So that's all you need to do is send me an email with your address, and hopefully you will be our lucky winner selected on June 18th. And again, please do check out On This Day Design. We'll have links in the show notes so you can see all of their beautiful work. I'm currently sporting one of their gorgeous bracelets they sent to me. It's absolutely beautiful, and I know you're going to love their stuff as well. So check out On This Day Design. Well, next up, we're going to hear from everyone's favorite deacon, Deacon Tom Fox, who shares with us a reflection about parenting. And I want to encourage you once again to head over to Deacon Tom's website, which is www.deacontomonline.com. Deacon Tom and his wife Dee are currently vacationing. They're off doing some travels and will ultimately end up at Steubenville in Franciscan University in Ohio for a special deacons conference that he's going to be attending. And I'm missing my Scrabulous buddy, Dee. Deacon Tom's wife is one of my main Scrabble friends, so hey, you guys, hurry back from your trip because I miss you. And here's Deacon Tom.
This is a deacon moment about parenting and about having troubles with children. Are any of you experiencing problems? Let me share a story from my own life. I know Lisa might find this hard to believe, but I was not a very good child. Someplace between 13 and 14, going on attitude, I became a fairly outspoken, unpleasant child. Some of my behaviors carried over into young adulthood, and to make matters worse, I've often said that my mom and I were like oil and water. We didn't mix very well. She knew how to hit my buttons, and sarcasm or impatience or rudeness often followed. Later in my life, after Dad was deceased and Mom was a widow, I tried to be more loving and caring. I lived in San Francisco and she in Detroit until she passed away. In my last conversation with her, Mom asked me when I was going to return to the Catholic Church and the sacraments. I made some flip comment about whether good people who aren't Catholic go to heaven or not. Truth be known, I had been away from the faith and outside of many of the commandments, including the fourth commandment, until an event happened in a cemetery in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. In the year 2000, I was invited to go to a family reunion in Canada. The gathering was for people on my mom's side of the family. I flew into Detroit, rented a car, and went over to the family plot in the cemetery. I went to the headstones marking my mom and dad's final resting place. I knelt down, prayed, and made apologies for the troubles and disrespect and failures that I was guilty of. I asked forgiveness, and then I told Mom and Dad that I was going to take them to the family reunion. I even went over to the rental car and opened the doors to let them get in. Perhaps you think it weird that I would open the car doors and invite my deceased parents to get into the car, but I tell you, it was a wonderful healing experience. For moms and dads who struggle today with young ones or those going through teen years, you've heard it said that apples don't fall that far from the tree. In my sinfulness, it took a long time, but I did make amends with my parents. And I credit my mom's prayers as the biggest part in our reconciliation. Her prayers while she was living, her prayers from heaven. Honor thy father and thy mother, the fourth commandment. How important parents are in the plan of God. You parents, keep praying, keep plugging, keep loving. This is Deacon Tom. Blessings.
Thanks, Deacon Tom, for another wonderful reflection. You know, that makes me miss my own parents who live so very far away from me. They live down in Gulfport, Mississippi, so I only get to see them maybe a few times a year. I see my mom more frequently, but my daddy I don't get to see often enough, and I really do miss him and I love him. So this is a wonderful reminder to all of us to embrace our parents while we have them with us, to pray for them and to pray for ourselves as parents. I have two of those teenage boys living at my house, and actually I'm really blessed. They're wonderful, wonderful kids, and they do most frequently follow the fourth commandment. But Deacon Tom's insights remind me to really take time to foster that relationship with them, that mother-child relationship. And I want to thank him, and I want to remind you to head over to his website at www.deacontomonline.com. And now I've got another very special message to share with you from a good friend, Kate, at Making Music Praying Twice. She's got an announcement about a wonderful service that they are offering, and so I thought that this would be a great way to introduce you to this and let you know a little bit more about Making Music, prayingtwice.com.
Hi, Lisa. I'm so happy to talk to you about Making Music Praying Twice. It's a music and movement class and curriculum for Catholic children. I started this program because I didn't want music for my daughter to be a subject that lived in compartments. You know, the church compartment over here, separated from the rest of it all. So, I looked for a strong music education program for little ones that included our Catholic faith. And I found that there really wasn't one. 4 years and 2 more children later, we officially launched Making Music Praying Twice. The classes operate like this. Children come to weekly classes at the parish. Their age is birth through preschool. They're with a parent or a caregiver, and the classes are in a mixed age setting, so siblings can come together. We have 5 different sessions based on the liturgical year, each with their own separate curriculum and coordinating CDs and songbooks. Let me share some examples of the curriculum with you, because I think that'll really illustrate what we do. So, one of the things we put into each season is prayers, obviously. We pray together as a group in every class. And one of the things we always try to include is some Gregorian chant, and we often like to use the original Latin.
Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi.
Also, we want to put in some seasonal songs, religious holidays, seasons of the year, things like that.
Silent night, holy night.
Of course, course, we have the fun, traditional kids' music that we're all familiar with.
Down by the station early in the morning, see the little pufferbillies all in a row.
And we always want to include some examples from other cultures. And one of the things we really want to do is make sure that we have a very balanced musical diet in each CD, in each curriculum. That means we need different tonalities, different meters, cultures and languages, all balanced in just the right way. And when we don't have perfect examples from all those other elements, we'll just write our own music to fulfill that. For instance, I needed a song once that had an unusual tonality, an unusual meter, and I noticed my little baby, Gus at the time, was saying, uh-oh, and then he kept saying it over and over again in the same key. So we wrote this little song.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. When I fall, I say uh-oh, uh-oh.
Our classes operate at the parish level. So just like Catholic schools and preschools are providing quality education from a Catholic perspective, Making Music Praying Twice allows the parish to offer quality music education for the youngest parishioners. A parish can earn income through the program, or a teacher could operate the classes as a small business in cooperation with the parish. We've been teaching the classes for 3 years now. We've had another baby, and we are preparing to expand quite a bit this year with our first training session in New Jersey this August. You can always get more information and details about our training session, about our classes, bringing it to your parish, by contacting us through our website, makingmusicprayingtwice.com. That's just one word, makingmusicprayingtwice.com. And there's a lot of other information on the website about what we do. It might answer a lot of your questions. Well, thank you so much, Lisa. I'm so grateful to be on this podcast, and God bless the work you do.
Thanks, Kate. That makes me want to take this program to my own parish for our little Children's Liturgy of the Word kids who meet on Sundays. I think it would be such a wonderful thing for them and for the preschool program at my parish as well. So I hope you guys will all head over to Kate's website at www.makingmusicprayingtwice.com and check out this curriculum. Doesn't it sound like a lot of fun? I think it sounds really wonderful. Well, next up, we are going to hear from our good friend Carrie, our parish media liaison, who has something wonderful to help us out in our marriages. So here's Carrie.
Hi, Lisa. It's Carrie, the Catholic Parish Media Liaison, calling you with a weekly update. My pick this week is called foryourmarriage.org. I first heard about it from Father Roderick on one of his blog posts, and it's a really neat site. Their tagline for the website is Resources for Living Happily Ever After. There's information on there for every couple, for engaged couples, tips for caring for your marriage, as well as video spots of couples answering the question, what have you done for your marriage today? It's heartwarming, thought-provoking, and very inspiring. And they have a marriage tip of the day every day. So check it out at www.foryourmarriage.org. And you can check out a little bit more about it on my blog, which is listed in the show notes for today's podcast. Thanks, Lisa. Hope you're having a great day, and congratulations on the marathon.
Thanks, Carrie. I've actually checked out that website recently myself, foryourmarriage.org. We'll have a link to it in the show notes at catholicmoments.com and sqpn.com. But I do want to encourage you to check it out as well. I'm actually using it as one of the resources for my little TV segment that we're working on. So we'll be introducing it there in video form as well. And I thank Carrie for taking the time each week to call us with these wonderful recommendations. And I do want to encourage you to check out her blog. You can always find the links to that in our show notes as well. And next up, we're going to hear from my good podcasting buddy, Joe McLean, otherwise known as the Catholic Hack, with a very special project that he's been working on the last few weeks. And I'm so happy to share it with you. And I hope that you will support Joe in this endeavor. He's, as you know, just celebrated the first anniversary of the Catholic Hack podcast, and he's constantly on the move with something new and interesting and edifying. And so I want to introduce you to this new series that he's putting out. So here's Joe.
Saint Ignatius, born in Syria In 50 A.D., disciple of the Apostle John, beloved bishop of Antioch, contemporary of Polycarp, and fed to the wild beasts in Rome. The Epistle of Ignatius to the Philadelphians. Ignatius, who is also called Theophorus, to the Church of God the Father, and our Lord Jesus Christ, which is at Philadelphia in Asia, which has obtained mercy, and is established in the harmony of God, and rejoiceth unceasingly in the passion of our Lord. Come, hear the holy bishop exhort us to the Holy Eucharist, to the Catholic Church, to unity, and so much more. The presbyters and the deacons, who have been appointed according to the mind of Jesus Christ, whom he has established in security after his own will and by his Holy Spirit. Come and journey with me as we step into the life of the first century church. Download your copies today. Get all 7 epistles at CatholicHack.com.
Hey, thanks, Joe, for sharing that information about your new series. I'm really looking forward to checking it out myself, and I hope you guys will as well. I'll have a link in the show notes for you to go directly over there and download the series, and I think we'll all be better for having listened to it. So thanks, Joe. And next up, I'm going to share with you, we haven't done a movie review for a while, so I'm going to share with you some information about a movie that I spent some time watching this week with the boys, since I was sort of off my feet Monday and Tuesday. Well, Monday we were driving home, and Tuesday I really was not feeling well. I think I actually ended up taking a little too much Tylenol after the marathon and had a little bit of a tummy ache. So I spent some time on Tuesday watching a movie that was sent to me. It's called The List, and it is based on a novel that's a few years old. And I'm going to read you the description of it, and then we'll share the trailer with you. It's set in Georgetown, South Carolina, and begins in 1863. With the news of the defeat at Gettysburg ringing in their ears, a group of wealthy Confederate landowners meet on a stormy night to form a secret blood covenant to protect their family's fortunes. One man refuses to sign, uttering a dark prophecy against the dangers of greed and black magic. Ignoring the warning, the men pool their gold in a desperate attempt to smuggle their treasures to Europe. 140 years later, Rennie Jacobson, a young Charlotte lawyer, is shaken by the news of his father's mysterious death. Although they were never close, the young man is stunned to discover that his father has left his substantial estate to charity, leaving his son with nothing but a reference to an obscure entity called the, quote, Covenant List of South Carolina Limited. Mystified, Rennie sets out on a quest to learn the truth about the list. Along the way, he meets the lovely Joe Johnston, another descendant of a family bound to the secret society. Rennie soon discovers that they are both inheritors of an ancient and sinister secret, as well as a vast fortune. As he delves into his own shadowy past, Rennie learns the hard way that the tragedy follows those who bind themselves to the list. Having signed the covenant with his own blood, he is unprepared to fight the evil forces that now seek to devour everything and anyone Rennie holds dear. As his world crumbles, he's joined in the spiritual battle by some unlikely and courageous heroes. In an unexpected and thrilling climax, Rennie finds that he must fulfill the prophecy spoken in 1863 and destroy the power of the list, or risk losing the true treasure that has changed his life. So here is the trailer for The List.
When you know evil exists, you must fight it.
I'd like to call to order the 247th meeting of the Covenant List of South Carolina Limited.
Are you with us then?
Your father added this to his file.
He left me nothing?
Well, he did say that you'd received a
right, title, interest to my share of the Covenant List of South Carolina Limited.
Yeah, we went through the inventory of assets and didn't find any record of this company. You know what it is?
I expect the terms of my will may have come as a shock. Your true wealth lies in the covenant list of South Carolina, or as we call it, the list.
Brennan, would you join me? It's just a formality. Welcome to the list, son.
Your power over me, over my family, over the people I love ends now!
The List is another movie from Fox Faith DVDs, and that's the same company that produced a movie that we reviewed not too long ago called The Ultimate Gift. And if you enjoyed that movie, I think you'll like this one as well. This is a little bit darker. It's interesting in that a section of it is actually set during Civil War times, and that's interesting if you're a history buff. And the other thing about this is that it has a pretty gripping plot line and some mysteries involved in it. There is a little bit of supernatural element going on there, and that's really an embodiment of the evil that's pretty pervasive in some of these people who are involved in the list. And so I wouldn't recommend it for young children, but I watched it with my boys who again are 13 and 16, and they were actually very engrossed in the movie and really enjoyed it, and we had a great conversation afterwards. So very clean movie, no bad language or anything like that. The DVD actually contains some special features, one of which is actually a section on prayer, and another is a Bible study that you can use in conjunction with the actual movie itself to sit down in a small group or by yourself and look at some of the biblical components in the movie. And it is a non-denominational Christian movie, not a Catholic movie, but I thought I'd recommend it. So it's The List, and I'll have a link to that in the show notes in case you want to check it out. I'm going to close out today's show with some footage from the marathon, but before that, I just wanted to share with you a very lovely message that I got on my Facebook account this week from a new Facebook friend named Carla, and she says, I enjoy your podcast. I suffer from chronic pain, so I spend most nights staring at the ceiling, not sleeping. Your podcast, along with many of the audio podcasts from SQPN, is what get me through the night. I would love to have a video iPod too, but I was fortunate enough to win an iPod shuffle at a Cancer Relay for Life, so I feel blessed just to have the shuffle. I'll keep the video iPod on my prayer list, way at the bottom, as there are plenty of deserving people before it, so that I can also watch the video cast at 3 a.m. too. Back to your podcast. I truly enjoy your interviews with other truly wonderful Catholic champions who are evangelizing our faith along with positive youth and family values. Thank you so much for getting me through some very long nights full of lots and lots of muscle spasms and major pain. God bless. And this is again from Carla. And Carla, I want to thank you for taking the time to share what you're going through with me. We are here as a community to support and to love and to pray for one another. And I want to thank you for bringing the Catholic Moments podcast and our listening audience into your life and making it a part of your daily prayer life and your struggles and the journeys that you go through. We all have things in our life that we go through, and I want you to know, Carla, that I'm going to be praying for you this week. And I'm an early riser in the morning as well. Sometimes I get up and have little bouts of insomnia. So when I have those this week, Carla, I'm going to be praying for you and thinking of you. And I'm going to be thinking of all of our listeners out there, whether you write in or not. I want to thank you for the support that you give me and the encouragement that you give me to continue with this aspect of CatholicMom.com and the work that we're doing. So, Carla, it's great to have you as a friend on Facebook. If you would like to be my friend on Facebook, you can follow the links that are always in my show notes. I love my Facebook friends. And I also have lots of people following me over on Twitter.com, which if you haven't checked that out yet, you're going to want to do that too. I would love to have you call our voice feedback line, which that number is always listed in the show notes as well. And you can find it on CatholicMoments.com, but it's 206-339-9272. You can leave us your feedback on anything that you hear about here on the show, or anything you would love to hear about. So we're going to close out today after this feedback with some tape of me at the marathon, and I'm going to share this with you guys because about midway through I asked for your support, and boy did it come in. But I didn't have my recorder with me because somebody from my parish was actually using it, so I'm running with my iPhone, and actually mostly walking with my iPhone, and I thought, well, I can just call my voice feedback line and leave some messages for myself. So the quality of what you're about to hear is not great, but you'll have a little sense of what it was like to be there with me at the marathon that day. It was such a great experience, you guys. We drove on Friday evening, a very good friend and I, and so we had Friday and all day Saturday to enjoy San Diego, and then Sunday morning bright and early we got up. We had to be at the start line at 5 o'clock, so we walked outside of our hotel room, and I was in basically like this little trash bag kind of thing to kind of keep warm, and then be able to throw it away at the beginning of the race. And it was 69 degrees out in San Diego that morning, so I was thinking, oh wow, well, I feel really warm, I'm not cold now, but is it going to be too hot for the day? And as you'll hear in some of my phone calls, it was not. It was actually the most beautiful weather to run a marathon, and I trained to mostly walk it, and that's what I did. I was actually very pleased that I was able to run most of the first half of it, so the first 13 miles, and then after that set into a walk and really hit my stride, and I was so happy to finish it, which was my goal for the day. You will remember listening to, those of you who are Rosary Army fans, listening to Greg, and I think he actually beat the 5-hour mark. Well, I got my money's worth out of the marathon. I finished in 6 hours and 20 minutes, so I averaged right around a 14-minute mile, which is extremely slow if you're a runner, but actually not too bad if you're a walker. So I'm really happy with having had the energy and the strength to finish it, and it was such a wonderful experience. There were so many people there. The sidelines of the streets were just lined with people, cheerleaders, families out cheering, coaches, all kinds of people, water stops all the way along. And I stopped to shake, to give high fives to every cheerleader that I could, and dance a little bit with the bands and took some pictures. And I just had a great time. So you can come along with me for these couple minutes and listen to my phone calls for the marathon, or if you don't want to listen to the bad audio quality of these, I will see you guys next time. So here is my little marathon experience, and thanks for those of you who texted me along the way to keep me going.
Sunday morning, June 1st, at the start line of the San Diego Rock and Roll Marathon. We're out here with about 20-something thousand people, and lots of purple shirts for the team in training. The wheelchair athletes just took off, and we're getting ready to run. I see a few running Elvises. There's one over there. Lots of people very excited about the day. We're feeling good. We had a good night's sleep, and we're really excited to run our 26.2. Actually, walk. Walk/run our 26.2. So here's to a good day. There's lots of excitement in the air, and I'm really looking forward to being able to do this. So give a report back pretty soon. Well, I just crossed through mile 5. Did the first 5 jogging, so I feel pretty good. And it was pretty not difficult the first part because there are bands at about every half mile or so, and tons of water. It's about 68 degrees outside. The crowd is still very excited. There are cheerleading squads at about every mile to cheer you on, and lots of people out with posters and signs. And so far it's been a great morning. Sun's kind of starting to come out now, so I think it's going to get a little bit warmer. And I'm taking about a half-mile walking break before I pick back up with the jogging again. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling blessed to be here. So hopefully I'll report back around mile 10. So I'm mile 14. I missed calling it mile 13 because I was too busy having fun, enjoying the bands. It's really wonderful out here. The wind has started to pick up a little bit, which is actually feels really good. I think I'm going to spend more of the second half walking than I did the first half. And if I have to walk the whole second half day, what the heck, I will have finished the marathon. So feeling good and strong at the halfway point. Just crossed mile 21. It's a little bit calmer out here on the course now. We're walking alongside of the bay, and it's absolutely gorgeous. There's a wonderful breeze. Actually, I'm walking. Lots of other people are running, but mile 21 feels good because I know I'm almost done. About 5 miles left to go, and I know I can finish. I'm walking a little slower because my old lady hips and my knee are hurting, but the finish line is in sight, and I feel confident that I'm going to make it, and finishing was my goal. I don't really care about how long it takes, so I'm actually doing this a little faster than I expected to because I did more running in the first half than I thought I would, and now I'm just kind of enjoying the sights and sounds of the second half. There are so many people out here of all shapes and sizes, so it's very nice to be a beginner marathoner in this type of environment because with such a large crowd, there are lots of people in front of me, but also people behind me and people with me right about my same pace. So it's been really great so far, and hopefully I'll check in again at the finish line once I'm done and report that this is finished. Anyway, thanks for coming along for the ride, you guys. And thank you to everybody who's called me and text messaged me, too. It's been very encouraging to have so much support. I just crossed mile 25, so the end is not quite in sight, but close. And I know I'm going to make it, and I just want to thank my family for wonderful support in this endeavor. I'm not breaking any land records, but I had a great day. It's so beautiful out here, and I feel so blessed to have a body that's capable of doing something like this as old as it is. So it's been a wonderful adventure. I'm looking forward to doing it again sometime. Anyway, next you'll hear from me is at the finish line. Hooray. Bye.
Well, here we are at the finish line, all done with the run, and there's a big celebration going on out here, a big 80s concert, lots of activity, people dancing, believe it or not, after they've actually just run the marathon. I'm feeling like I can barely walk right now, so really a wonderful, very fun experience. I don't know what else to say. I'm proud of myself for having done it. And very happy that I could share the day with you guys. So sit back now and enjoy the concert, stretch a little bit, and I'll talk to everybody again on Wednesday for the next Catholic Moments podcast. See you soon.
SQPN, leading the way in Catholic new media.